Hi everyone, Terri Bemis here with WaterSong Creek Creations. I hope you're doing well today. I have an art piece that as you watch this video, you will see I was ready to tear my hair out. Pardon me, it was a learning experience for me. I hope you learn from my mistakes. But this is the finished piece. I am happy with it in some ways, not so happy with it in other ways. I started to hot glue around the area that I did not want raindrops. That didn't work. I cut most of that out of the video. I did end up putting just blue painter's tape around it and standing it up. So I put half of the tape down and then stood it up to kind of make a wall to keep the resin from coming around. You'll see that I didn't really video how I did that. It just all of a sudden was there because I was just a hot mess making this video. You are going to learn what not to do as well as what to do. But this is the finished piece, and let's take a little journey on how I got there. Obviously, I have a piece of paper behind it. Just I've got so much in the background you wouldn't see it well, but hanging on a wall, whatever color the wall is, it's going to look nice. So, you know, all the standard PPE, gloves, respirator, all your tools to pour and mix, heat gun, torch, alcohol ink, and of course, ProGlas 1000 resin. Wouldn't use anything else. I recommend you do it as well. You can purchase that at fiberglasswarehouse.com or on Amazon, and their site might be up for just the ProGlas 1000. I'll have to check on that. All right, so let's get started and I'll show you all the do's and don'ts. And it's good, you know what, it's good to know the don'ts as well as the do's. I think it's important that people see instructional artists make mistakes, because that's how we learn, that's how you learn. You know, we don't know everything, and we figure it out as we go sometimes. So hope you enjoy this video. So I have my roll of vinyl paper. This is Oracle 631. It's my favorite, and I get it on Amazon by the roll. I've got my Cricut cutter here, but any paper cutter or vinyl cutter will do. And I'm gonna cut 8 inches because, well, I'm doing 8 1/4 because my piece, it's gonna cut long ways, so this part is always 12 inches. So I'll cut that, and then I'll put it on the sheet sideways because the hearts are going to cut longwise, because I've cut one of these I've cut one of these before. Move this. Let's see, I already cut one, so I know the hearts are going to be on the side. So I put it on the mat like this, and I'm just using a standard grip mat. And I should be working on a clean workspace, but I don't want to move everything again. So I'm going to go cut this, and then we'll see what it looks like. Okay, now I have the bigger cutout. I was measuring the whole piece, and I was not accounting for the fact that the girl would be smaller than the whole dimensions, because the whole dimensions factored in the hearts. And I'm not going to use the hearts on this one. So I'll just cut out our girl and umbrella. There are I don't know if you can see those very well, but those are all the hearts that you would place around. If you were using them, I will use those on another project. Cut off that excess. You never know when you might need a tiny little piece of vinyl. All right, here is my weeding tool. It looks like a dental pick, and you just pick it up, and everything that is not the design you want peels right off. It's always fun weeding a piece when you're done, unless it's got gazillions of little tiny details, and then that's no fun at all. All right, so this I like much better than this. I think this will give us more dimension. So, and I'll probably put her down toward the corner. Now what I need to think about is how much of, I plan to, as I said, do alcohol inks as the rain, but I need to not have alcohol inks in this area because the umbrella will be holding that off. So I think I'm going to plug in the hot glue gun and build a tall layer of hot glue around this so the alcohol ink and resin does not come down on that. Let me plug in the hot glue gun and see how that works. I'm making this up as I go along, folks. I don't believe I mentioned it earlier. When I do a picture frame, and I know I've said it in other videos, but when I do a picture frame, I start out by gluing, using Elmer's glue, just plain clear glue, to put a bead of glue around the inside of the picture frame, and then I lay the glass in it, and then I lay another bead of glue around the top of the glass just to seal it. But just because resin is tricky and slippery and liquid, I always do painter's tape around the edge of the back just in case, and just plain painter's tape. I keep it in, oh, I think 1 inch up to 3 inches depending on the project. I always keep on hand. So yeah. All right, and the alcohol inks, I did decide to go with the rainbow color, so I've got Bombay in crimson, blue, and yellow, and violet, and then Bria Reese ink in orange and cobalt green. So as soon as the resin is ready, I'll be starting to mix colors. Of course, I never use anything but my fantastic ProGlas 1000 resin. You can get that at fiberglasswarehouse.com and Amazon, and they are, ProGlas is going to have its own website soon if it's not up already. So check it out. It's the best resin. It's a great price. It is, it dries rock hard. That's what drew me to it initially. It's crystal clear. It's got a great work time, and it's perfect every time. It's the only thing I use. So I'll be right back with some mixed up resin. Here's my favorite part, one of my favorite parts of doing resin. I've let this sit for a few minutes and all the bubbles have come up. This is my 91% isopropyl alcohol. And you just hit that with a little bit and those bubbles just disappear like magic. All right, okay. These little cups that I get at the Dollar Tree, they have different, I don't know what's the word. They have different little symbols. That's the word. They have different little symbols on the back. And they could be 1/8 of an inch or a scotch of an inch different. And it will affect how level your piece is or is not. So you want to be careful of that when you're laying out your piece. I could use a level to check it, but I could tell by eyeballing it, it was not crooked. I mean, it was not level, that it was crooked and not level. So I'm just being real intentional about getting my resin up against all the tape. And the edges of the frame. So I'll use my handy little silicone fan tool. Push it around up to the edges. while waiting for all those bubbles to pop, I kind of let this get pretty thick. And the thicker the resin, the less the alcohol moves. And I kind of wanted the alcohol to look flowy, so I may have waited just a bit long, but I think it'll still be fine. And I love working with silicone tools because the resin wipes right off and then they're clean and ready to use again. Okay, so I'm just gonna get ready to pour the alcohol. Of course, I just put lots of bubbles into them, which is not what you want to do. But I'm just gonna drip. Because there is a wave effect. Her hair is blowing this way and the dress is blowing this way. I want to blow the alcohol ink in that direction too, so it is conducive with the direction of the piece. And I see right now that I should not have used the Bombay. It's not going to move as nicely, but we'll make it work. Let's just go ahead and blow it around a little bit and see what it does. What I am going to do is go find some Reese colors in the blue, red, purple, and yellow. I'll be right back. I'm going to replace the colors that I did with the Bombay. See how they do. I do love Reese inks. They are light and wispy, and I love the shape they take on. I love how willowy and light they are. Their movement is gorgeous. All right, that looks pretty filled in. I'm just going to do some cleanup on the frame. Okay, moment of truth. This is not completely hardened, but it's pretty dry, and I'm going to see if this is a fantastic or a fantastic fail. The tape is a little stickier than I thought it would be, but let's see how it comes off. Ah. Pretty easy. Just as I had hoped. This is thicker than I thought it would be as far as the depth of the resin. One little piece of tape here. And I'm not sure how that is going to affect the look because obviously the vinyl is flat. We want to see now how that fits in. Let's find out. Oh, that's the ultimate no-no. Here we go. Okay, so I've just put the vinyl down, and I can't say that I'm happy with how this turned out. This space around the umbrella is way too big. It's hard to see, but the depth of the resin, the thickness of the resin is too much. This is edgy, and what I'm going to do is heat this up and try to press it down so it's more uniform. The other thing I'm going to do is pour clear resin over the part that doesn't have alcohol ink to bring the level up so it's one smooth piece. It still needs some more work. I can't say I'm thrilled right now, but let me work on it some more and let's see. So again, now that the piece is all finished, this is how it looks. It's a little darker than I had wanted, but it's a cool effect hanging on the wall. It looks really, really nice. I just love alcohol movement in resin, especially when you spritz a little alcohol on it to make it move even more. It was a fun piece to do when all was said and done. So I hope you're inspired. As always, please send me pictures or video of what you're making, and let's just keep inspiring each other. All right?